Well, hello and welcome back. We are continuing walking through our project. We were converting an old JSP Tomcat application to a newfangled Spring Boot and using that to get our application going. We've worked through some CSS and cleaned some stuff a little bit here and there. We're going to continue doing some of that kind of work this time. Not CSS. Actually, what I want to do is we're going to do some quick quick function type things. Now, what we would see, one of the things we're going to end up doing is if we come over here to opportunities, one of the things we want to do is we want to be able to click on one besides just deleting it or looking at the details. We want to be able to basically take one and say, hey, I'm going to copy it over. It's going to basically now be a project. And it would make sense. I have a proposal. I'm going to go ahead and fire off that proposal. So I want to store that as a project. But right now, first, I'm going to fix this thing that has these unlined unlined weird. And also what we're going to do is we're going to put a button here. This is going to allow us, instead of having to step into our project and set it to like here, let's say lost or canceled, and doing a save update, we're going to have a couple buttons. And probably it's going to be something along the lines of, let's just say lost. Let's do a lost button here. We probably could do within that, we might do a 1 as well or a cancel, but let's do 1 and lost. Those are probably the quickest ones that would make sense if I'm going through projects that I'm going to say, hey, I want it or I lost it. Lost is probably first. So what we want to do is we're going to go to each of these. Now we are going to have a bit of an issue because when we click on it, we've already got that div so that it's jumping out there. So we're going to have to change some stuff around a little bit here in order to make our button work. Otherwise, we'll click on this. When we click on the button, it's going to take it as this click, and we're probably going to get into some weird stuff. So what we're also going to do is we're going to change this to an edit. So let's go back over to our code. And what we want to do is we want to go find the, this is going to be list projects, I do believe. It's probably projects. And if we look there, yeah, so we have name status. Here we go, maintain overhead. Oh, is that? Yeah, maintain overhead, maintain difficulty. These I think we still have to hook up at some point. We'll get to those. And so in here, here's the first thing. We have here, we have this on click, and it's going to do select project. So what we need to do instead is we're going to need to change this so that this on click is actually going to be a button. And so what we probably want to do is, we've got all these, we've got this fix created. So what we're going to do is we're going to do actions. And we're going to call it that. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. So we can just, let's go ahead and fill this out because we've got space out here. This is, that's where our problem is that we've got name, status, and label are a 2, but then our fixed is a 2 there instead of a 1. So if we do that, we make our created 3, and then we're going to have our buttons here. And that's going to be a 2. And what we want to do here is we're going to have 2 buttons. And so the first one, let's go ahead and we're just going to make them a div because we're going to keep it that simple. And then it's going to do an on click here. And so that's our first one. Oh, the class is going to be a button. And what did we have those other buttons? Those were a button primary. So let's keep those. I think we had a different, let's do like button info. Button and button info, if you can remember from our Bootstrap work. And so for this, there's my class. I'm going to select the project. I'm using the project ID. I want to get rid of this because I don't want to click on the div. And I'm going to say edit. And so let's take a look at what that looks like. So if we come in here, we restart this. Let's just start with that. And what this should do now is when I log in, then it's not showing it. Okay, so did I get the right page? That could be the problem. There it is. Okay. So I am on the projects, edit. The home page is a little different, so we'll have to fix that when we get to it. So I go in here and it's an edit, but it doesn't like to treat that as a button. So if I look here, oh, well, first, let's make sure if I click on it, it's not editing. If I click here, oh, it's probably because of its background. If I click on that, now it comes in. So let's make it, do I have a different, well, let's just look at it real quick because we can come in here and that button info instead, let's make it, what did we say before that was? So let's make it button primary. If we do that, doesn't really work. Oh, probably, oh, that's gonna be interesting. Button primary, let's make it button secondary. Doesn't like that either. Oh, because I didn't say class. Funny how when you do it like, there we go. Typos will do that to you. What did I say? Button default is what I originally had. Not a big fan of default necessarily on that. What was that button? Let's just say button info. Info probably works okay. It's not super awesome though because of where it's at. So let's play with that just a tad. So what we're going to do is that has to be a class. And let's go ahead and put this inside a container. Because I think that may wrap those buttons up a little bit. This is where we're getting a little bit kludgy in how we're doing stuff. We could actually clean up those buttons, but I'm not going to right now. Because then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have, and I'm just going to put a space, I'm going to put 2 spaces between it. Let's do that, MBSP and MBSP, which is a space. So there's 2 spaces, and then this one's going to be, I'm going to say lost, and we're just going to say lost project, and it's going to be the project ID. And so up here where we do select, we're going to change this around a little bit because what we want to do here is what we'll probably cover in the next episode because we're going to go into part 2 on this. What we're going to want to do here is we're not going to want to just go out and then come back. What we're going to want to do is we're going to call something and we'll call it, let's just say lost project, and it's going to have an ID. So we're going to have to create this. But what we want to do instead of window location and actually changing our URL, we're going to come in and we're going to use an AJAX call. And so we're just going to fire that off. And then one of the things we're going to have to do, so we're going to say here, there will be AJAX call to mark lost. And then we're going to have something that is going to be hide the row. And so because we're going to hide the row, and actually, let's start with that right now. Instead of making it lost, what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. And does this have a, that does not have an ID. So we can say, let's do, I wonder if we can do that. Let's do th name, let's do thid equals, and let's see if it'll do that. Oh, that's within. What we want to do is we want to take that, so it's going to be, that's going to be the project.id. Let's do that. And let's see if that will work. I haven't actually tried that with the, let's see, oh, let's do double quotes. And let's see if that will generate that, because then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to do something to make sure that I know which row I'm on, which is basically going to be document.get element, there we go, by ID. And we're going to give it the ID, which is going to be the same as the ID that we passed in. It's the project ID. And then we're going to do oops, that's going to be, let's just say control equals that. And then we're going to do control dot display equals none. I think it'll work like that. And we're going to find out in a minute. So I think if we do it like that, that'll give us to us. But let's check a couple of these things out. And let's see what we did with our buttons. Did we clean that up a little bit? If we go here, whoops. There we go. If we log in, and if we go to our projects, let me close this out. So now we have, okay, so we have edit and lost. And look, so those look a little bit better there. If we do lost, it does nothing because, let's go look at that. So if it says on click, okay, so where's our row? So if we go up to, that's our button. Here's our header. Wait, there we go. So it does give us our ID. So that's cool. So we got our ID coming in. And then if we go to lost and we say lost project, it didn't like it because, oh, control display is none. And that's probably not the way to do it. Actually, I think it is called style. Let me go check that real quick. I'm back and it is style.display. And then it is lowercase. So now, if we do that, we have, if we come in here, we now should have that we have taken our single click rows and now we've got buttons on them. And if we click on the row, it doesn't do anything. If we click on the edit, it edits. And if we click on lost, it does nothing. And so let's see what that complains about. Let's see, evaluating control style. Null is not an object. Oh, so let's see, on click. The ID is, let's do it like this. Because I may not like that number. Let's make our ID equal to, let's call it row underscore. I think it'll work like that. I think we'll just, actually no, it's gonna, we need to push that together a little bit. So we want to do, it like this, I believe. We just want to do row underscore. And then here, when we do by ID, oh, shoot, that's why. It's going to be row underscore plus ID. Let's try that. Probably would have worked the way we had it, but when you put comments, quotes in the wrong places, those things happen. So let's take a look at it. Come back over here. Let's go fire it up. Let's log in. Let's go to our projects. Let's try to hit lost. And there, now stuff disappears, but it's not doing anything else. So I can come in here and I can go lost and lose all of them. But if I reset it, if I refresh it, boom, it comes back. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to create our little endpoint, essentially our function that we're going to be able to call. And it's going to go in, it's basically going to take that project, it's going to edit it, its status, and then it's going to go ahead and disappear it. So that is what we're going to come back to next time. As always, if you have any questions, shoot us an email at info@developreneur.com. We're just looking for ways to sort of share what we've learned and help you guys get developers and get to be better developers. And we're more than happy to have some suggestions and recommendations from you as well. That being said, go out there and have yourself a great day, a great week, and we will talk to you next time. Three, two, one. Well, hello, this is Rob with Developreneur, also known as Building Better Developers. Wanted to announce that we have school.developreneur.com. Feel free to check it out if you like any of this information, any of the content that we've sent, and you would like to see more. You can come out, you can enroll for free. We have free courses. We've got places for you to get better at just learning a technology, our how-tos. You can work on your business skills. We can help you with becoming a better developer, as in coding and things like that. A lot of the stuff you've seen on YouTube, we also have out at school.developreneur. We just have it in a little more of a educational format and a way for you to track your progress as you move forward becoming a better developer.